Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, where today we are back in the village area of our city, and we are back at a familiar site, namely the parking lot and the church, which caused us a whole lot of trouble a couple of episodes ago when we did the traffic fix. You might remember there was a constant stream of cars spawning over here, which were caused by visitors to the parking lot and probably also visitors to the church, although a little less than the parking lot. And I was watching one of Biffa's videos today, his latest video, and he had the exact same problem. And when I was watching that video, I had an idea. I was thinking to myself, maybe if you turn on the parking AI, which comes with the traffic manager mod, maybe that will solve the spawning of pocket cars problem. So I did just that. I went to options, I went to traffic manager options, I went to gameplay, and I enabled the parking AI. It enables more realistic parking. I also enabled dynamic lane selection, which was turned off. And I added a little bit of reckless drivers, just for fun. So I enabled that. I let the game run for a while, and I've been keeping an eye on it, and there are no more cars spawning in this area. They all park on the parking lot where they need to, and when they go home, they don't spawn, they don't take the car out of their pockets, they just get the car from the parking lot and drive away. So I think that is a solution to the pocket cars problem that allows us to have this parking lot back on and have the village church back on. I've been watching this now for about 10 minutes and no spawning cars. And another benefit of enabling the parking AI is that parking lots get used a whole lot more, because people actually look for parking lots now instead of, driving up to wherever they need to go, putting the car in their pocket and walking to the destination. But now with the parking AI enabled, they have to actually look for a parking lot. You are abandoned. They have to actually look for a parking lot and park their car. So the parking lots are actually full. So for those of you who don't know how this works, we have now enabled the parking AI in the traffic manager workshop mod. What that does is it adds colors to the houses. I haven't enabled it for very long yet, but we can already see it here. Normally, it's only the roads that are green and red, which indicates busy roads and roads where there isn't a lot of traffic. But now it also turns the buildings green and red. And the redder the building is, the more parking it needs. So if we look at this right tower, for instance, this parking lot over here is completely full. And this parking lot over here is completely full, and there is no parking on this road, but there are still more people going to the right tower. So if we look at it through our traffic menu, we see it is red, which means there is more parking needed in this area. Same goes for this tower. There is a little parking lot over here, but it's almost full. This one is also almost completely full. There's no street parking around here, so this building needs more parking lots in its vicinity. We have a couple of orange buildings that need a little more parking. This park has no parking lots. You have an icon on you, high cargo traffic. I think it is time that we add another service building. Let's just expand the area a little bit, and then let's find a small cargo service point. Excellent, that adds 7 more trucks to the 5 already in use. That should lighten the load a little bit. So yeah, that is one of the things I have done off screen. And as you can see, this parking lot is also completely full. This parking lot is completely full. So I was adding a lot of parking lots. I was trying to be a little bit, aware of the fact that I use a lot of roads that don't have parking on the side. So I added a whole lot of parking lots, but now that we have enabled parking AI and it's actually, and people are actually searching for parking lots now and using parking lots, we can see that we haven't done that great of a job. Although we've done a decent job in most areas, but there are places that could be better. This park, for instance, there isn't a lot of parking because, you know, this parking lot is completely full, this street is full, this street is full. No, this parking lot is now completely full. So yeah, that is going to help us a whole lot with the parking issues in the city. So what are we going to do today? Today, I want to continue on the island over here, and I want to fill in this part of the island today. Last episode, we did this island and all the way around here. We also added a new entrance into the island with this nice little bridge and roundabout. Also, if we look at our power, electricity is readily available again because I plopped down a nuclear power plant a couple of episodes ago, but that is costing us 8,000 a week, and it delivers 640 megawatts, which is, you know, almost quadruple what we need, or triple what we need, and brings our total up to quadruple what we need. So if you have time left, I maybe want to look into that a little bit as well. I was originally thinking to add power plant over here because we have the dam here, of course. So we could add a power plant on this side of the dam and then a water treatment facility on this side. But I've been looking around the map a little bit, and this is where our cargo harbor is going to be, our oil industry. Even though there isn't any oil over here, we can always add that with the unlimited resources mod. But this is where our cargo harbor is going to be. And maybe it would be a nice thing to have a power plant over here as well, because since this is going to be oil industry, there's going to be a lot of you know, containers with oil and, you know, stuff like crude oil tanks, storage caverns, industry storage, you know, drilling rigs, stuff like that. So maybe it would be nice to add a little power plant over here as well. And if we do that, we can turn off, where is it? We can turn off the nuclear power plant, which I plopped down, which is costing us 8,000 a week, which if you look at our money, has been going up steadily. And we've been getting into the greens more and more. And I think the reason for that is because I did some cinematic videos yesterday, and in order to do those, I did also some first-person videos, first-person camera videos. In order to do those, I reset the traffic. But it's mostly back now, because traffic is back at 79%, which is what it was in the last episode. But yeah, if you look at our money, we are getting into the greens more and more, and into the reds less and less and less. So if we could, you know, turn off the nuclear power plant, which is 8,000 a week, I think we would be back in the green permanently. And maybe we could even turn back on a few of these unique buildings that we turned off. Alright, but back to today's topic. So today's topic is going to be the rest of this island, which is going to be mainly over here, mainly residential. Down here, mainly commercial, maybe a little bit of IT. And then this island over here, maybe we need another canal coming down through the middle. Split it up into two. I don't know. We'll see how it works. How it works out. Then we need to do some detailing. I didn't put any trees on this island, I realized during editing. Also, I didn't put any trees on this part, I realized during editing. So yeah, that is what we are going to do today. So let's get to it. Oh, by the way, I also noticed that this parking lot here has the parking stuff on the wrong side. So cars were driving through the parked cars because the parking spaces, the parking rows are on the wrong side of the road. But I wanted to change this anyway to a bigger parking lot road. Because now that we have the advanced parking AI enabled, these parking lots are getting rather full. And there is no parking on these roads over here. So, yeah, we could use some extra parking spaces, I guess. So let's upgrade these to some roads with parking on both sides. And I just put in a double parking lot. I hope that's not going to cause any issues. And then let's do the same on this side. Excellent. Hopefully, see, this is almost already full again. Hopefully that gives us a little more room in parking AI, even though most of these buildings are still green. Some are getting a little bit darker. This one is getting in the reddish colors. This one is getting darker green. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. All right, and here we have our first cruise ship harbor terminal build up. I added the default vanilla harbor, and I also added a cruise terminal that I found on a workshop. The vanilla harbor seems to be getting, I think the week just passed, but the vanilla harbor seems to be getting a whole lot of cruise ships that come and dock. Unfortunately, as soon as they dock, they disappear. But that's a thing that's always happened with cruise ships, in my game at least, in City Skylines. This one doesn't seem to be getting any cruise ships. It is connected. I think it's because this one is closer, so every single cruise ship goes up to here. But I like the way this one looks, so we're keeping it. Then on this side, we added the ferry depot and a ferry pier. And these ones are, of course, again, abandoned. So we added the ferry depot, ferry pier. I also added a few static ships. I like the way the ships look. I like the size of the ships, but what I don't like is that they cause this blue mantle thing on the bottom. Not sure what causes it. Probably because I lowered them down so they fit in the water better. But yeah, I'm gonna look at the workshop, see if I can get some other ships to put down here, because yeah, get away. The blue thing is not something I like. Then over here, again, another train station, of course, because you know the rail is really close by, so why not have a train station in your harbor? I added plenty of parking, and still it's busy as hell. But now with the parking AI enabled, this is going to be a recurring theme, I think. So we have parking for those who need to go to the train station. We have some parking garages for people who go on a cruise and who need to park their car long term. And then we have parking spaces for the hotels I built here and people who work here and stuff. Which leads us to these buildings, which are all hotels and resorts. So yeah, I think that is something you'd often see in a place like this. I also added a lot of warehouses around the place. Unfortunately, especially these three so close together, they cause a shit ton of traffic. So I turned them off for now. I added some offices on this side, which will be the border between the harbor area and getting housing back in. So this area will all be residential again, residential high-rise, mid-rise. And then for the rest, I dotted some services around: the fire helicopter depot, fire station, a medical laboratory. I added a hypermarket, and I used this place to add a few services which I haven't put down anywhere else, like the road maintenance depot, the fish factory, the park maintenance building, stuff like that. We have a high capacity police headquarters. And yeah, for the rest, I just filled it up with some trees. We also have this nice bus only lane here with some stops. I still need to add a few more props to that, especially on this side. It's feeling kind of empty. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. It looks like a really nice cruise ship harbor. Let's call this cruise ship terminal A, and then when we get to this side of the river, we can add terminal B over here. Now we have a little bit of land left over here. I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. I'm thinking something like a sports stadium, maybe baseball, basketball, an arena or something. Not quite sure. We already have the football stadium, of course. I am very happy with how this cruise terminal turned out. I think it's a really nice site. But this has been everything for today. I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.